Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Frostpunk in our The Great Order series. So quick update on where we are, just because I'm sitting down for a fresh recording session after Father's Day weekend, and I'm going to record a few episodes here, and I want to recap not only for your sake, but for my sake. We are about to finish Bunkhouse research, and I've got a lot of steel and a lot of wood, and chances are what I'm going to do as soon as this finishes is just go through and upgrade as many houses as I can. One of the reasons I want to do that is it will help make people happier. As we remember, we had some genuine bona fide BS happen in the last episode. I wanted to make sure the generator didn't completely shut down overnight, and so I tried to lower its power level to 1 for the sake of, keeping the generator going. Because if it shuts down, you can turn it back on. But I mean, I never wanted to shut down because it can be a bit of a hassle. And the second I did that, I supposedly broke a promise to people for not keeping people warm, which I get was a violation of the mechanics. But at the same time, holy crap, that really caught me off guard, and I had to adjust to that. So we do have some Londoners to take care of, more than we did in the last episode, and we do still have plenty of time to deal with 31 Londoners, and the prison's been doing a good job so far of helping us round them up. Now, I had someone point out to me, a channel regular point out to me that, look at Hadrian rounding up his political enemies. Actually, no, not yet. If we were doing that, then all the Londoners would go to jail when I hit roundup. What this does is it says, okay, the ones that are misbehaving, let's lock them up. And so the way the game kind of does that is it puts 10 away at a time. It just takes away the troublemakers. And, it helps, it supposedly brings them around. But there are order policies later on that are much more for that kind of authoritarian play. And as you know, in the Great Order, we're not going for that kind of play. We're going for the high road. We're not going to necessarily get to a point where we're imprisoning our political enemies. And as a matter of fact, I think it might have already happened, but there is an event where someone can complain at the prison, that they're locking people up. I think it happened in the last episode already, but there's someone that can complain, and you have the option of throwing them in prison, or you can give them the right to speak. So I just wanted to point that out, not to argue with that commenter at all, that, but just to say we're actually not at the point yet of locking up our prisoners. That's not the way I think the mechanic is meant to be interpreted. So we also, let's see what our scouts are up to. 10 hours away. They're both traveling to the same point. And Tesla City we haven't entered yet because that can be a dangerous point for scouts to enter. That's another place where we can lose scouts, and we've already lost some scouts. So just need to be careful there. Let me double check before I unpause here. I want to make sure. Good. I have enough child shelters for everyone. Let me also double check my heaters, because I received a few comments. Yeah, see, I don't think that needs to be running right now. That one does. That one doesn't. Yeah, there are some buildings that are in overlap zones right now, therefore I don't need to have their heaters running. And we need to get you, once we upgrade Steam Hub range, what's this, a gathering post? Yeah, that'll be fine. But, yeah, see, there's actually a number of buildings out here. All of you guys are okay. All of you are okay. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. All right, so that's a lot of coal saved right there. This is one of the things you can do to micro as temperature changes up and down, and we have a few days before the next temperature change. So it can really help save up coal if you're careful about not letting these things run, which reminds me as well, we have the automaton working this thing, but the heater is on for the unit for the one the automaton's working, and that's not necessary. Thank you to the commenters who pointed that out. Okay, let's unpause so this research can finish up. And we're going to have a lot of coal income today because of what we just did. That'd be nice. Boom, there it is. All right, bunkhouse research is complete. Let's see what research we should dive into next. So overdrive couplings, this is a good one to do because when we do use overdrive, it makes the overall effect hotter. Someone asked me why I'm not doing outposts yet. I actually, in my most recent playthroughs of Frostpunk, have discovered that you can get by without them. You can actually do very well without outposts in Frostpunk. And so I wanted to kind of go that route because it's a newer play mode for me, and it might make things a little bit more intense for you guys because I'm still learning it, and so it creates a little bit more uncertainty and it's more watchable, but also because it's maybe a less common playing technique. Outposts are kind of what the game wants you to do. It's fun to play in ways that aren't necessarily the following the what's the phrase that I'm looking for? Not the status quo, but following the current, I guess, would be the best way to say it. So let's see. Steam sawmill, steam steelworks. Both of these are really tempting. Wall drill is also tempting, and so is coal mining. We're going to need coal mining eventually, or actually probably sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and research coal mining, or should I do the resource depot upgrade? Let's do that one first, and then the coal mining upgrade, because I think we're okay on coal mining for now, but we're just going to need to keep a close eye on it. So now that we finished that research, we have access to the bunkhouse. And this is going to take some serious resources, but I can upgrade all of these houses. And it's not, notice that, hang on, when you look at the cost of a bunkhouse, it's 20 wood and 10 steel. But an upgrade for an existing tent is 12 wood and 10 steel. So it's the same amount of steel, but it significantly reduces the amount of wood required. So we're not going to be able to do all these upgrades in one fell swoop, which is what I was kind of hoping for, but I will still gladly upgrade as many houses as I can for folks. Okay, that's all we can do for now, and that's a lot of building that has to get done. So people are going to be nice and homeless, and they're going to yell at me. But so we are playing with the survivor mode update, and I'm glad the save loaded up just fine. This is my first time loading it up since that update dropped. It actually dropped while I was driving home. And the survivor mode, I'm not sure if I'm going to play it on the channel because it is kind of an Iron Man mode, and Iron Man stuff can be tough to play on YouTube because essentially the problem that you run into when you're playing an Iron Man type game is that your ability to save when you need to, like at the end of an episode, or to go back if something crazy like a crash happens that you can't control, is limited. So just letting people know I might not be doing a survival mode playthrough. I'll think about it though. Watchdog. Sir, a child came to the guard station and gave the guardsman a stuffed toy dog, telling them they should take it with them when they walk the streets at night. Aw. It seems people appreciate those who work hard to protect law and order in our city. I'm glad to hear that. So, but all the same, the Londoners' tendency just went up for some dumb reason. So let's, do we have the ability to patrol yet? Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and do that. There, that brought discontent back down. And I think the discontent went up as a result of me building all these homes, but this is going to really help as these homes finish up. And the patrol will help too. And we can't patrol, unfortunately, at each post. So we'll have to be... We can only do the patrol once, and it counts for all of them. We will be able to do roundup again decently soon, though. All right, let's go to speed 2. Some of these houses are going to start getting built. All right, so a watchman's been beaten, and the Londoners' vandalism. So there are things lowering hope at the moment. When those modifiers go away, things might get better. Okay, resource depot has been upgraded. Let's go ahead and... Do I want to do coal mining, or do I want to go ahead and go for mechanical calculators? Let's do coal mining, because I do think that having that in place so we can start building the mines as needed will be helpful. Okay, definitely going to start to see people be generally more contented with their living situation now. Let's get a few more queued up out here. Okay, scouts have arrived here. I'm going to go ahead and send these guys to Tesla City. And I may wait. They're going to arrive in 7 hours. The other scouts are going to arrive in 2. So these guys are going to hang out here. I don't know that I'm going to send them to Tesla City. But we'll... I think if you fail getting in Tesla City the first time, I don't think you have to risk losing a second team of scouts. But I can't remember. All right, there's the workday. We did get 10 more steel. So let's go ahead and build one more bunkhouse. And the good news is now all the workers will come in and help finish building the houses quickly. All right, so these guys have arrived at the fishing village. All right. Food is not much of a problem at the moment. The hunters have gone out. All right, the sawmill no longer has resources, so let me go ahead and dismantle that building. That will free up some workers, which is good because I need one for the guardhouse here. And it looks like I also need some there. And there's some additional... Those gathering huts haven't been worked yet. We're going to need more workers for that, but we'll have them soon. Okay, Scouts have reached Tesla City. Here we go. The city is modern and meticulously built. A tall tower emits a constant barrier of lightning, deflecting the incoming snow, but nobody comes out to greet us. Explore. So it sounds like true Tesla. Oh, look, there's even lightning flashing through. That's pretty cool. Able minds and bodies will prevail over the cold. Yeah, see, you can tell how much, by the way, that I've actually looked at this stuff. Like, I really have clicked through this stuff to save it for YouTube. Reads the slogan over the entrance to Tesla City. A central tall tower shines with the blue glow of electric discharges, which form a protective dome over the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies lying in the streets, and the stench of burned flesh taints the air. We saw a lightning streak from the tower hitting a building and leaving a gash in its roof. Sites discovered, Dreadnought landing. So we can risk entering the city, and we can try to disable the electrical discharge. We can stay away from the city. Let's risk entering the city. Oh, there goes that sound. So we've lost 2 scout teams now. That's never happened to me in Frostpunk before. Never had luck that bad. There's no telling what happened, but we presume they're all dead. Crap. Well, that does... Okay, we can use Tesla City as an outpost site now. So if we were to go the outpost route, that'll give us a way to get steam cores from Tesla City. So that is one thing... That is one thing you can't be self-sufficient about. You can't build steam cores. You need a place to build them. So I'm going to go ahead and send these scouts to Dreadnought Landing, and we have to train yet another scout team, which is kind of frustrating, but I can make it work. Let's see. I need to free up 5 workers. Create a new scout team, and I'm going to send... I guess I will... There are eventually some sites out here that show up, so I'm going to send these guys to Tesla City. So yeah, that answers my question about Tesla City. We don't have to risk losing more scouts to it. But we did just lose our second team of scouts in one game. Damn it. Okay, let's turn this heater on, because well, no, it doesn't need a heater. There's still a sick absence, even though you're comfortable. How is that possible? It prevents getting ill, so how is there a sick absence? Must be a sick absence because they got sick outside of the place. That's got to be the explanation. All right, we have some extra steel, so let's go ahead and get these 2 bunkhouses done. We're out of steel, think? People support the guards. Sir, people are no longer concerned by the Londoners' slogan. Some have started to bring hot soup to the guards patrolling the streets. We couldn't bear watching them walking the streets in this cold. The slogans, the deranged scrawl of cowards, nothing more. I'm glad to hear that. So, I think the overall trend is still good, and we might be able to not have to worry about the Londoners. Let's go ahead and do another roundup, which will reduce their counts again. Guards will round up wrongdoers and put them in prison. So 10 of the Londoners. It's always 10, exactly 10 Londoners that are misbehaving. How convenient. But that does help. All right, now there are still some homeless, and that's because we're still upgrading one of the bunkhouses. The Londoners gain more followers. Bull crap. But thankfully, their tendency has dropped since earlier in the episode. So that works out. All right, new workday is about to begin, and not a moment too soon. See, one of the reasons that it's a shame we've lost 2 pairs of scouts is that's 10 workers we're down. Straight up. Like, we just... Okay, the blimps are re-arriving. Alright, so we've got lots of food. Now, the hunters... One of the changes in the survival update is that the hunters can... They need to rest before they can be transferred to other jobs now. So you can't exploit, the ability to just transfer hunters. I haven't been doing that in this series, but you can no longer exploit the ability to transfer hunters between jobs in the night and day. So it makes it a little bit harder to min-max that, but in a way that is sensible to the realism of the the survival scenario. As realistic as a steampunk alternate future scenario can be anyway. All right, there's coal mining, and it looks like scouts have reached Dreadnought Landing. So I can go ahead and research coal mining optimization, which will be useful eventually, but not necessarily right now, because we don't have coal mines built yet. So I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and just research the steam steelworks, for instance, or actually let's do the wall drill, since I don't think I have anything giving me wood income anymore. So it's going to be important to get that going. And I don't know which workers I'm going to use to power it, but we'll do our best. Looks like I'm good on rations. Oh, good. No more hunger. That's good to see. Still a slightly positive tendency towards the Londoners, but we have some more steel, so let's keep building those nice, fancy bunkhouses. And let's check the dreadnought landing. A huge ship has been dismantled. All right, I was about to say displaced. Dismantled here. Only its massive keel plates remain under the ice. Railroad tracks lead south. Explore. We found a piece of hull plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription. In the year 1886, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed here in search of a haven from the global glaciation. May God preserve the souls of our fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship Prometheus. So... those are two very appropriate sister ship names. So 106 steel, 1 steam core, nice. And speaking of wood, 124 wood. Take resources. Let's go ahead and head to the research station. I think you can find some steam cores there, which is pretty handy. All right, the Londoner's tendency has grown again, which kind of annoys me because I don't know what I did to deserve that. Is it perhaps just because I'm upgrading the homes and they don't like that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, hang on. Wait, where are the fighting arenas? The fighting arenas are all here. Actually, there are 3 fighting arenas, and I've got the houses mostly covered. I could build one back here to reduce discontent a little bit more. And if I build more homes back in this area, that would be additionally helpful. Let's go ahead and do that. Every little bit helps. Alright, this could be good. An indignant woman. Sir, our guards have reported this woman for attacking them on patrol. She was cursing them and hitting them with her fists when they brought her in. I would have come by myself, the woman says. These swine have been pestering me day in, day out, and I'm sick of it. They say they need to check if everything's in order, but it's just an excuse for them to make advances. So, we can punish her, and hope will fall. We can reprimand the guards, hope will rise slightly. We can skip this district on patrol. Let's reprimand the guards, because that's not how you treat our citizens. That's not right. She should be allowed to mind her business, and you should not use official city titles and privileges for your own devious needs. Wall drill researched. Good. What else? Time for the steel sawmill, maybe? Or the steam steelworks, maybe even better. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that because we need to crank up our steel production. It's about time. So, the wall drill can be built... Yeah, we've got one in a heat zone already, I remember. So let's get that going. Alright. At the next dawn, we're going to have a pretty substantial temperature drop. And then 2 days later, we'll have the same rise by 2 levels. So it's going to get cold in a bit. And people aren't going to like it, which reminds me I should probably finish upgrading the houses as much as possible. I really hope that we can defeat the Londoners. That setback in the last episode is still frustrating for me to think about. We've got 1 hungry, but plenty of food, and we'll have more food tonight. Food is on the rise.
Rough day end. It's time for rest.
Alright, let's go to speed 3. And let things run for a bit. Yeah, so there are no negative modifiers on hope, and it looks like we can select a new law. So, actually, this gives us the opportunity to go for something I normally go for much sooner, but I've been going for the things that will help me defeat the Londoners. Morning Gathering will help build up hope. Each Morning Gathering will slightly increase hope, and hope will rise slightly. This is actually kind of perfect to go for right now because it's the end of the day. So let's sign that, and we'll have a Morning Gathering in the morning. So we have a desirable decision, so they like that. And yeah, that's going to be really helpful. Scouts have reached the research station. Very good. The door of the research station has been bashed in. There are signs of fighting inside, broken furniture, damaged scientific instruments, and spatters of blood. Explore. So yeah, there's some steam cores here and some wood. Inside the ransacked station, we found a Tesla's audio diary. A voice speaks. All of the observed changes, like suns dimming, volcanic ash, could not have caused such cooling. But what if the huge quake of 1887 in Patagonia was an asteroid strike? There's shouting, crashes, and then silence. Numerous tracks lead from the door towards the mountains. Resources will be taken. So steel, again, steam cores, and wood. Take resources. See, now we have 2 different places to go, and the cave hideout is where this scout can go to. Let's go ahead and hit the ice corridor with these guys. A wide lane of crushed ice extends along the shore as far as the eye can see, obviously left by the American dreadnought. Goody goody. Oh yeah, I said it. What? Okay, so Tesla City. Let's go ahead and head to the cave hideout. There's a dark opening at the base of a hill, probably an entrance to a cave. We can see some smoke coming out of it. Alright, that's going to take 11 hours, and I think that might give us some more survivors, which are sorely needed at the moment. We could use a lot more help. Especially for our brand new wall drill, which has just been built. To replace our dead scouts, etc. Wood theft. Someone has stolen 21 wood from the stockpiles. People are saying it was the Londoners gathering supplies for their journey. It seems this ridiculous idea of leaving for London is gaining traction. Let's send guards to catch them. Guards may retrieve some stolen wood. Let's see what happens. This might help with the Londoners' tendency. Or it might not. Guards succeeded. Good! Okay, well, maybe that will... We'll see if that... I seem to change the tendency, sadly. It doesn't look like I can patrol either. Not right now, anyway. But hopefully soon. Yeah, so I've still got a promise broken modifier on discontent. The Londoners gain more followers. Bull crap. Alright. We still have how long? 8 days? We've got plenty of time to round up that many Londoners. I'm just really trying to manage it correctly. Alright, scouts have reached the ice corridor. We're following the wide corridor of crushed ice that the American dreadnought, the USS Hephaestus, left in its wake. We marvel at the thick slabs of ice that have been crushed and swept aside by the American dreadnought Hephaestus. Soon we might be able to learn how it managed to accomplish such feats. We can see a huge silhouette in the distance, which might be its sister ship, Prometheus. There's nothing to do here. Carry on. Okay, this is just a waypoint. So, icebound dreadnought, the Prometheus. The silhouette of a huge ship. It's most likely the wreckage of the Prometheus, the other American dreadnought. There are no signs of life. Head that way. And then the other scouts are 4 hours away from that survivor's cave. Couldn't get there soon enough. We survived another night. That has to count for something. Yes, it does. It's about to get really cold, though. So, get ready. Speaking of that, I want to help you get ready. I'm doing this right as it gets cold, but this is going to be important. Alright, so the morning gathering just happened. And there's the frost. Here comes some food. Let's do one more bunkhouse. We're currently doing the steam steel work, so that's going to bring in more steel for future projects even faster. Scouts have reached the cave hideout. Good! We climbed up to the cave. A low stone wall stands across its entrance. Behind it, we can see several men. Explore. As we approach the cave, its inhabitants pull out rifles and take positions behind the wall, barring the entrance. They are in bad shape, weak from malnourishment and illness. Actually, it does say in a bad shape. Sites discovered, frozen pond, and abandoned snowmill. The scouts will try to reason with the Americans and convince them to join us. Talk to them. So that's 35 workers. Nothing like small talk. Seeing that we have no ill intentions, the Americans told us how they dealt justice to the inventor after expelling him from his city. We buried Tesla's battered body in the cave and are heading home with these poor wretches in tow. 35 workers. That is going to be great. And we have some more sites to explore back here as well. So they're going to be home in a day. All right. Can I round up again? Nope, not yet. I think roundups have to happen in the evening. Let's go ahead and patrol with the guards. Guards will check that everything is in order, which raises hope, and tendency for the Londoners has gone away. Good. What we need is to bring it down. Steam steelworks researched. Well, first before I spend steel on anything else, let's see what else I can research. I'm not going to go for the charcoal kiln. I talked about this earlier in the series. You don't really need that as much as you might think. If you're, and as a matter of fact, it can be kind of off-putting because it reduces your control over your wood resources. Okay, the infirmary and the healthcare installation are going to need to happen pretty soon. Maybe even healthcare installation first before infirmary. So let's see if we can save up. Well, first let's definitely get the steam steelworks. Oh, it actually requires steel to build it. That's kind of crappy. All right, let's get one built. We're out of steel. I know. Scouts have reached the icebound dreadnoughts. Yeah, there's a lot of resources with this scouting team in particular. Most of the machinery aboard the USS Prometheus has been dismantled and taken away. The massive steam hammer used to split the thickest ice lies broken by the ship's bow. Calculating genius. The dreadnought is stripped of useful machinery, but its hulk contains enough steel to justify establishing an outpost here. On the bridge, we found a log with Tesla's last orders. Transfer all supplies and able-bodied survivors aboard Hephaestus. Take the amputees only if you have prostheses to make them useful. Wow. Tesla was a jerk. So lots of wood, a couple of steam cores and some steel. I need to make sure I have room for all of the wood that my scouts are... Well, actually, there's only one scout team that has survivors, but this scout team is going to bring back a lot of wood. And if we don't have room for it in our inventory, let's take a quick look. All right, wood storage is at 1650. So actually, yeah, we have more than enough. Because I'm really low on wood right now, as a matter of fact. And I have no means of bringing any in unless I take some workers off of something else. One thing I could do, since I'm building the steelworks here, is I could take the automaton off of the steelworks. Or we're really good on coal, so I could go ahead and say, let's take one gathering post away. I could do that. Let's take this one away, and this one's fully worked. Let me actually take the one that's fully worked. None. No, I didn't want to zoom out. I wanted to rotate. There we go. There we go. 10 workers. Let's turn the heater on and get them going. And then, as far as new research, again, healthcare insulation as soon as we have the steel. Looks like the steam steelworks is being worked on. An angry rant. Okay, here we go. Sir, our guards report that a man is giving an impassioned speech to a small crowd, accusing you of scheming to enslave us all. Our captain is trying to keep you content, ignorant, and under control. Remember the new poor law? The workhouses? That's how we live now. We're supposed to work and be quiet, but it's not too late. Let him speak. It's his right. So this might rise the Londoners' tendency, but we're gonna maintain civility here. Okay, Icebound Dreadnought. So we've finished that. Do I want to go ahead and come back? I mean, I am really light on wood, and those steam cores would be helpful. Let's go ahead and bring these scouts back. I do want to finish looking out there, but one thing at a time. All right, what do we have as far as research options? There's healthcare insulation, and that as soon as I have 20 steel. All right, that is the Book of Laws, but I think we might have reached the limit of... Oh no, foreman. Foreman, yes! Appointing responsible foreman will make sure that people work as efficiently as possible. So after introducing this law, another one can be signed, and this increases the efficiency of a workplace by 40% for 24 hours. It costs rations, however, so you can't do it for free. But it's so handy in instances like right now when you want to make sure that you are getting as much, like, production as possible out of people. So we're going to upgrade the other steelworks at the same time. The foreman promotion will work on the one that's worked by the automaton as well, which is quite nice. So we're going to keep getting steel overnight. And I think I can still build a bunkhouse, right? Or did I build them all? Holy crap, I think I built them all. I mean, I have more survivors coming in. Let's see, is there a place where I can look at... Yeah, housing. Here we go. Alright, so there are 39 vacant beds. There are 20 in care houses. I might need to build additional bunkhouses, just to make sure we are ready to go for folks. Do I want to do it out here, or... Yeah, see, if I change the road here, I can build a bunkhouse there. Also, we're 28 minutes in here, so I need to stop, don't I? No, I need to... Wrong button. There we go. Dismantle. Okay, now with that... Boom. Okay, you are in range, so that gives me a little bit more capacity. And with that, I will go ahead and stop this episode here. In the next one, we're going to see if we can deal with the Londoners. Matter of fact, I think... Yep, let's go ahead and do a roundup now. There we go. 22 Londoners gone, and we don't quite have the ability to do a patrol yet, but we do have the foreman ability now, which is amazing, and once I have a real surplus of food, I can do that all the time, and it'll really, really be handy. Now, where did these 9 workers come from, is my next question. And how long have I been sitting on them? I'll go ahead and put an engineer there. But yeah, we're going to work on this more in the beginning of the next one as well. But we have As soon as we have more steel, we're going to select a new research project. We can't research anything right now because it's the end of the workday, but we have some new workers on the way. So I think the next episode is going to be pretty exciting because we might be able to do away with the Londoners and really see some of our production efficiency increase without, hopefully, too many problems. And we have a nice temperature. We have a thaw coming up in 2 dawns. Not this next morning, but the morning after that. So that's going to be fun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.